Hey Swechha, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for taking time to be a part of in diversity in data science, and I'm glad that after having all this technical issue, finally we are talking. And thank you
Yeah,
so much for your time.
pleasure is mine.
Please ignore that. So, um, so I would like to know about during the this video. Tell me about a little bit about yourself and how you are at where you are at and what motivated you to choose computer science in your college. And you are about to graduate, right? So congratulations.
Yeah, sure. I'm currently a final year undergraduate student at Sir MBIT Bangalore. I'm pursuing computer science engineering. Basically, I hail from a small city in Bihar, but my dad is in Air Force, so I kept traveling all my life till now. Uh, Computer science happened because in 11th standard itself I was inclined to computer science, so I took it, but then I couldn't focus on it because we had this IIT thing that you need to clear engineering exams and all. So I was more focused on physics, chemistry, and maths. But after that, I realized that I wanted to do coding because I was really fascinated by the fact that only a few lines of code could do so many things. So I took computer science and then I went on to explore what and all fields I really liked. So I started with Internet of Things, tinkered with Arduino, and then went on to do web development with Django and all. After that, I got to know about data science, and then I have been doing it since then.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It's so inspiring that you become fascinated when you are 15 and 16 about physics, chemistry and math, and then that motivated you study
Yeah.
computer science. And like we always say that when you look back you can connect the dots, and then now you're pursuing. My next question to you is that how did you know about data science? Because data science is like a booming field, but what made you like that particular click? We talk about that particular time you knew that you know this can be interesting. I understand you're still undergrad. It's
Yeah.
you're still exploring in various fields, but
Yeah.
you're passionate about data science. Like, what made you do that, and where you have used data so far in your computer science field, which will motivating you towards to pursue a data science career in future?
Okay, I started with a project which was basically I was fed up with pollution,
Okay.
so I wanted a solution for that. Yeah, pollution solution. So what I did was I took this Arduino and then we collected some data from normal engines. So it was
Awesome.
the data. Yeah, it was the data was basically the gases that they released. So we were taking the data, and then the moment it crossed the threshold for a specific gas, for example, CO2 or something, it would give some beep or something to tell the person that it's generating more than the required thing. So that was the first time when I realized that we have so much of data around, and making sense of the data is such an important thing, because having data and not using it for the purpose that it should be used for is a waste. After that, I went on to, like, in my college itself there was this data science group. So I took a lead on, and I kept pushing it. After that, I went on to do an internship with Learn It Girl. It's a global scholarship program where I worked on depression detection from Twitter data. So I basically used this Twitter Stream API, got the tweets from people from different countries, analyzed it, and then I just wanted to know that which country has relatively more depressed people so that we can help people. Apart from that, currently I'm also working on depression detection as an intern at Bosch, and the work is pretty good.
That's so awesome. It's like analyzing Twitter data and then, working for climate change to reduce pollution, which is people who don't know what is CO2. CO2 is a carbon dioxide gas which generates from the
Yeah.
gases from the vehicle we actually drive. Just to clarify, it's so awesome. Like, would you like to share with our audience that when you collected the data, right?
Yeah.
Did you use any kind of experimental method just to analyze that, where the carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide, any kind of this emission gases touches their limit level so that it is harmful for the environment?
So a lot of research went on to it. So we basically researched about what are the threshold levels which are at least which should be generated by an engine per se. So we found some numbers and we fed them to our code. So it basically just used that threshold and then gave the pizza.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, using data science, did you use any kind of programming language with data science? Because when we are pursuing data science and collecting data, generating data, you can actually use many programming languages to mold into it. So, would you like to share with our audience that what awesome work you did and how did you did using programming language? And the next part of the question is how you are excited about it and. Yeah, please.
Yeah, so I feel language is not a barrier when you want to do something. So there are many languages for data science. I feel Python is the best. I really love it because you can do so many things with it, scripting and all, and then analyzing data becomes so easier with pandas and yeah, scikit-learn. Apart from that, I like Keras as a framework for machine learning and deep learning. Yeah, yeah.
So you said about like you really like Python and pandas. People who don't know about Python and pandas, would you like to share any kind of particular resources with them so that it will be helpful for them? Because you have done a great project, which is really fascinating. So you are now in kind of like in a advanced level what you are doing in this particular project to check the carbon dioxide to protect environmental pollution. And what I want you to share that people who really want to pursue and passionate about data science and using the data to get they'll get nervous that well, I can analyze data but I don't know how to program. So what kind of advice do you want to give to them?
Yeah, so even when I started, I just knew basics of Python and all. I like the moment you step into it and you start working on it, there are people who help. There are so many forums. There is this for deep learning. Basically, there is this there is a forum by Nurture.ai. It's really good. They have this. They conduct some events every Saturday to make people usual with the techniques used in data science, going on with projects and all. Apart from that, there are so many online sites like Tutorials Point and then Free Code Camp. So many of them which offer you to learn Python or anything, HackerRank, anything.
It's really great. Like you are using this free resources, and you know what? Like these free resources, I also use in my day-to-day life. Free Code Camp, HackerRank, Practice Coding, Coursera.com, WP School, and particular for data science is Coursera is a great tool to have. And then because I was motivated, I started this diversity in data science to listen to people like you. Look, like there are so many awesome stories behind it. Like, you just start your story. Like you don't have to wait for anything. If you decide to do, just start at that moment only.
Exactly.
What kind of advice you would like to give your 4 years younger freshmen students who are just right out of high school and trying to figuring out what they want to do with their life? And do you think that data science has future for them?
Yeah, so only one thing that I would like to say to the people who would be joining is explore. That's the only thing. If you don't explore, you won't get to know what exactly drives you, what you want to do, whether you want to go into development, which field of data science, which field of technology, whether a front end, back end, data science, machine learning, deep learning. There's so many fields. So explore. Apart from that, there should be communities that you should join. There are so many communities which are helping students to learn things, and if there are not, then you can even initiate one in your college or something. Like I started a club in my college for coding for girls. Likewise, yeah, that's it. Network and explore. Yeah.
So if you see like women in data science and women in technology is a minority. It's a global issue. All over the world, women are when when we are trying either culturally or lack of motivation, there is a small amount of representation. How do you think? What is your suggestion to bring more women into tech and skill the fill the gender gap?
Yeah. So what I feel is that we should start involving more women into such fields by giving them problems that they can solve using such technologies which are important to them, so that they get this drive that they want to do something, and also the importance of how they can use such technologies like data science and all to solve problems which are such so grave in the and exist in the society.
That's so awesome. So my last couple of questions to you is, where do you see yourself, in future? And if you would like to share your plan, if you're okay, in
Yeah, yeah,
in
it's
technology
completely
field.
fine. Yeah.
So yes, I would love to hear that. What's your planning after graduation? It's a big achievement. When I finished my undergrad, I had many goals, not one and two, but where I am here today. But if you would like to share what you want to achieve. But when I graduated, I was definitely sure that I want to do something about the gender gap in technology. What's your future plan, if you can share?
Yeah, so basically, when I joined college, I'll tell a little bit about my story. So, when I joined college, there was very little representation of girls in my college itself. There were very few girls who used to code, and they were afraid of competitive coding or data science or any technology because they felt that guys were good at it. So, I started a girls' coding club in my college because I wanted to fill that gap. And now, from around 2 to 3%, now almost 50% girls participate in it. So, what I want to do is, apart from only working in this domain, I would like to keep on making such communities or being part of such communities which support it. After that, I want to pursue MS in this field itself. Yeah, that's it.
Uh, that's so great. Yes, it's just like it's because of time zone. It's the time.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
When the till the
Yeah.
time you are finishing, it's taking little bit taking time. So
Yeah.
that's so great. So you talked about you want to work in more to to fill the gender gap. Have you heard about Grace Hopper celebration scholar? And it happens in India too. I was a Grace Hopper scholar in 2014, and it was mind
Okay.
blowing experience for me. Have you heard about that conference? And have you been there?
Yeah, so I was a scholar last year for GHCI, and yeah, it was really awesome. The number of companies and the awesome women that you meet there, my network really grew by 10x after going there. And the people now in my network are really just awesome. They keep doing such stuff that inspires me every single day.
That's great to know. So we're kind of in the same. We got to know each other from sisters, and that's kind of
Yeah,
cool. And Grace Hopper, believe me, it's mind blowing. I never been to the India one, and I am thinking of going.
okay.
We'll see. Um,
It's
but
awesome.
true. It's really it's a overwhelming, great, and anything, like it's a lifetime achievement to go there. It's my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions for me?
Um, yeah. What are your plans now?
So I'm
As an
still,
after graduate? Yeah.
so still, I am in my final semester, and I will be graduating in 2018. So finally, I'll be done with my university and grad school. And well, we'll see. I am still want to continue this diversity in speaker series because I'm really passionate about encouraging more like diversity, where people get to hear awesome people like you who are doing great job in the field of data coding,
You are awesome
and
too. Yeah.
thank you. But so that will be my side, I'm really passionate about. And for after graduation, we'll see, like I will either planning to, like, apply for take a offer, or we'll do, like, where life takes it. But definitely in technology and in data, and then you'll see like a little bit of combination, because I'm an interdisciplinary person. I don't focus on
Okay.
particular one major.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't like computer science, like if it's algorithm, because I always believe that technology is colorful, so we should add
Yeah.
more color
True.
into it. So I am more into a disciplinary person, like interdisciplinary. I try to combine everything and make it happen.
Yeah.
Like, I always believe, and data science itself is very diverse. Like, you can be
Yeah.
a student
Exactly.
of counseling, you can be a student of computer science, information system, medical, doctors. Then just imagine, like, agriculture. Everybody use data, and then
Yeah.
and then find some results. It's fascinating.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, I'm thinking of doing something. We'll see. Any more
Well,
questions?
no. Thank you.
Um,
Uh,
Thank you, Swechha. Thank you so much for taking time and for doing this.